Welcome in, everybody. You know what time it is. In case you don't, it's 3:00 p.m. Eastern time, and it's Fireside Friday. It is Friday, September 2nd. I always have this weird thing where as soon as it hits September, I feel like it should be cool. But I live in Florida, and it is the surface of the sun. So I am a gross, sweaty mess right now. It's not pretty. This
surface of the
hair
sun.
is not
I live
gonna
in Texas.
I literally live in between Earth and the sun. Like, no, don't even talk to me. It was 98 degrees today at like 10 a.m. It was so gross, and the humidity is disgusting. It's so nasty. Ew. I love how my camera's crooked. It looks like my background's like tilted. Oh well, whatever. I don't really care. Welcome in, everybody. It is Fireside. I know it's Fireside Friday, everyone. I am joined by none other than the Fantasy Sven. You can follow him on Twitter at Fantasy Sven. S, V is in Victor, E, N is in Nancy. I had the pleasure of meeting him in person when we were at the Fantasy Football Expo in Canton, and we had a blast, let me tell you. So I had to get him on the show. And this is the last and final weekend before the start of the regular season, Sven. I am so excited. But there are still drafts that people are doing this weekend. In fact, I actually have one next Wednesday, like the Wednesday before the start of the show. But it was the only time. It was the only time Stefania Bell and Liz Loza had time to do a draft.
Sorry.
I know. How about that? Just kind of brush that dirt off my shoulders here. So just so everybody knows, I'm going to make you wait all the way until the end of the video because Sven may have to bounce right at 3:30. But we have a winner of the signed DeAndre Swift mini helmet. That's right. I have selected the winner. And you'll find out who that is at the end. I also have our September giveaway. Sven, any guesses as to what it might be?
September giveaway?
I have it right here. It's like crinkling plastic.
Oh, so it might be a jersey. I'm gonna go with, right?
Maybe
a jersey. Maybe a jersey. Maybe a signed jersey of someone. I don't know who.
It is a signed Michael Thomas jersey. Signed Michael Thomas jersey. And the reason I like Michael Thomas so much this year is because I think this is going to be a resurgence for him with the Saints, with Jameis Winston. I'm very excited about him. You can also get him at an incredible value in drafts right now. Not only that, but he's a superstar. I know he's been hurt. The Saints were going through some stuff. They're kind of revamping, new coach, new quarterback. So let's go. But signed Michael Thomas jersey giveaway. I'll just run through this really briefly before we get to you, Sven, in our draft tips that we have for everybody. Not really strategies because you guys probably already have that down, but tips for draft day. But all you have to do, a couple things. Go ahead and go on over to underdogfantasy.com. Use my promo code SML, like Stepmom Lauren. You get your first deposit up to $100 matched. If you've already done that, awesome. But even if you have, or even if you haven't, whatever, go to my website, stepmomlauren.com. Go ahead and subscribe to my website. It is free, and you get notified every time I put new content on there. And it is going to be the start of the season next week, which means I am work. So you will get notified with waiver wire, starts and sits, rankings, all of those stuff. I put it in there, and I send it out to you a couple times a week so you can stay on top of all that stuff for the many different networks that I work for, all up here. So, we were looking in your closet. Anything fun?
I know, right? I'm like, what do I even have up there? I think
any skeletons
coasters
in there we should know of? I love it.
No. Just coasters from our wedding that we have so many still left over.
Mine are like stemless wine glasses and beer pints, but we did well with our wedding giveaws. But if you've already done those two things,
cork coasters, in there.
Oh, those are so cute. Oh, those are handy. Send me some. I'll pay for it.
I will. I will.
We need coasters. Everyone needs coasters. If you've already done those two things, Underdog, and signed up for my website, do me a huge favor, go to my YouTube channel, which hopefully you're watching this live and you'll be able to comment to me. In fact, let me go ahead and go to those comments right now. We have several people in here. Thank you, everybody, so much. CJ Kanash, Hey, how are you doing? He says I'm prettier than you, by the way.
That's
Friend
fine.
of a friend.
I'm okay with that.
Awesome. Please subscribe to my YouTube channel. You guys, the goal for me this season is to really grow my social media vibe here that I got going. So head on over to YouTube. Go ahead and subscribe, turn on the notifications. I'm doing this Fireside Friday every single week. I'm going to be helping you with your lineups, with your waiver wire questions that you may have, all that fun stuff. And I also have a very special announcement, a new partnership that I'm getting into for this season. And it's pretty awesome. And it's with actually a mutual friend of ours. I call him lovingly Australian Dave. That's not really his actual given name, although Dave is. But it's with a really cool company called Connect Go. I will talk to you more about that, everybody, as I get more information for you. But just so you know, you can actually buy my time for like $15. For 15 minutes, I'm yours. And I will dedicate every single one of those minutes to helping you with your lineups. And that's right, that me. So I'm not distracted doing other things. No, it is face to face. You get me. We talk about fantasy football, your lineup, getting you to win. It is really cool. But again, there's so much more to it than just that. But let's dive right into this so I don't waste all of your time, Sven. First of all, how are you?
I'm doing well. I mean, the weather's been a little crazy in Texas. Haven't been able to really go in my pool lately. I know first world problems.
Oh my God, cry me a river. I live in Florida and don't have a pool. Jeez, someone get him a violin.
I feel like it's like Florida. I used to play the viola, actually. Fun fact about me. I played the orchestra. Yeah, I was in the orchestra for like 13 years. Yeah.
That's amazing. Dude, that is amazing. My niece is she plays the violin, and so she's in the orchestra. Well, the Youth Symphony Orchestra.
I just love classical music. There's something about it. And I love, like, every year we go and see like the Dallas Symphony Orchestra and whatnot, like during Christmas time and stuff. So I have like a strange love of all of that shit, but I'm doing well. I'm
good.
I've had 3 drafts. I helped out a buddy last night that I was messaging you during the entire draft. Could not believe the guys that I drafted. Holy crap. I know we're going to get into draft strategies. I mean, I don't know if this is a good segue, strategies, tidbits, things to do. Right? Make sure.
And you were in a weird draft last night.
Oh my God.
He was in a weird flex draft. I was like, what? Oh, it's a flex draft.
Right? It was 1 running back, 1 wide receiver, tight end, quarterback, and then 3 flexes, which awesome, right? Most people will think, you know what? I'm going to go for all these running backs where some of them you don't really know. Like, I'd rather have like maybe like a Jerry Jeudy than like a Melvin Gordon.
Oh,
right?
Not me. I'm Melvin Gordon all day long.
Yeah. Okay. Mm-hmm. All right. I mean, I'm just trying to say like I'd rather have like a wide receiver where I know he's going to get his fill, where like some other running backs, I'm like, I just don't know. Right. So I guess that's kind of where I was going with that. I'm not like, I mean, I have Melvin Gordon actually on a couple teams already. So.
No, I love it. So, and one of the things too that he has.
Hi, Jimmo.
I know, isn't he the best? I absolutely love Gemmo. So one of the things that you used was the Ultimate Draft Kit cheat sheet, which you can only get if you purchase the Ultimate Draft Kit. Everybody, I use the Ultimate Draft Kit in my research to do my scripts for my videos. I use it to draft. You watched me use it when I was in the Kings Classic in Canton. When I was sitting next to Michael Fabiano and Bob Harris.
You. Yeah.
Yes. And then Michael Fabiano was looking over my shoulder to see what I'm doing. And he's like, that is really cool. I'm like, it's the Ultimate Draft Kit.
Like,
so if you guys still have your draft going on, there is a link in the description of this video. Hopefully it works. Go ahead and click on that. It'll send you straight to the Fantasy Footballers to purchase the Ultimate Draft Kit. And then if you guys like DFS, there is a DFS pass that's in there. So that will help you make some money this year with DFS. Matthew Betts is absolutely fantastic. He also has their DFS podcast with the Fantasy Footballers. Good friend of mine. Betts, if you're watching this, I need help with my back again. Just P.S. I'm going to be bugging you because he's a physical therapist, so he had to help me.
Where does Betts live? Does he live? Is he in Florida?
I have no idea. Telehealth. So I did a telehealth thing with him, and it was super awesome. But there's a link in the description of this video.
Dr.
And
Ken,
if you guys
Dr.
too,
Ken's another chiropractor.
I know, it was great. I was like, thank you so much. It was only like 10 minutes, and he had this like, he's like, do you have one of those exercise foam rollers? I'm like, am I a dork? No, I don't have one of those. But he explained to me what it was.
At one point, yeah.
He explained to me what it was, and he's like, okay, I want you to like lean back on it, blah blah blah. I was like, well, I don't have that, but I do have an empty handle of Tito's. Will that work? And he's like,
that actually would work.
Dimensions.
Yeah, that would work.
It worked great. Like so on brand. But I've actually moved on to Burnett's now. It's a lot cheaper. I know. So also for in-season stuff, not just for the DFS. I also work at FTN Fantasy, which is amazing. They have FTN Daily. They have FTN Bets. They have FTNFantasy.com. You get 20% off any package that they have if you use my promo code, again, SML. Same thing with Underdog too. But I just let everybody know, there's still time to get these things, and a lot of them have to do with easy decisions you can make in season as well. It's not just for draft prep. All of those links are in the description of this video, and they also go out in my newsletter that I send out. Right now, it's just once a week. During the season, it's going to be anytime I have content, so 3 days a week. Either way, it's going to be in that. Sign up at my website. You will get a direct email from me with all of that information that is on there. So you have this crazy draft that you did. How many drafts have you done, Sven?
I've done this week. I think I've done 3, maybe 4.
I mean, like in total. I know, right? Like literally.
Yeah, these are all like my redrafts, right? These are all my redraft ones. And then I
like managed.
right, and then I got invited. We did like a chef, so there's like a bunch of chefs from like the fantasy industry, and they were like, "Yo," they started it, and then like someone was like, "We gotta have Sven." I was like, "Well, shit," and then I did that one earlier this year. I mean, we got the Scott Fish Bowl, right here.
I literally, everyone, I was going to wear the same shirt. I had it on, Sven. I had it on.
That would have been awesome if you were wearing it.
I just wore this on another live stream this week. I'll change it. So wouldn't it have been hilarious if you and I both wore, and this is not even from this season. This is a past
exactly.
season.
This is from last year. Exactly. So
I love it. I love it.
Fish. I did the DWG8 with my buddy from New York, Mr. Andy Singleton. His best ball. Crap. I did Joey Wright. He had another best ball. I feel like I've just most of them. The ones I'm talking about right now are not really for money. I can't be, gotta trim it down a little bit. You know what I mean? But like, I had another buddy. He was like, "Hey man," I'm like, "Dude, I just can't. I can't do it. I want to do your league, but I can't."
I've had to do that. I've had to do that too. I want to get in because you said you were a chef. I want to get into this with you because I'm so mad at myself for not getting a screenshot of your chef hat when you're doing your cooking show. But before we do that, we do have a couple of questions in the chat that I want to go ahead and address.
I was actually going to ask if I should wear it.
You should.
All right, I'm going to go get it. Hold up the first question. I'm going to go. Yeah.
Excellent. Okay, cool. Oh, he's going to surprise us as he hops back on with his chef hat on. All right, the first one, I'm going to put this one up for you right here, John.
But you can still hear me too.
Yeah, I can still hear you. Okay, so John Bennett or John Benet. I hope it's not John Benet because that's sad story. Anyway, Hunter Henry, not a good TE option, question mark. I am actually in love with Hunter Henry. Not only can you get him super duper late, but he was a touchdown tight end phenom last year. So I actually quite like Hunter Henry. A lot of people are leaning Jonnu Smith again, like they did last season, which I also didn't like Jonnu Smith last season. I was a Hunter Henry girl. I still am. We haven't seen much of him during the preseason. He was a little banged up, recovering from injury. But also, why would they roll him out in preseason if they want him to stay healthy for the regular season? So we didn't see much of Hunter Henry, I think, just to be cautious. You can get him so late. Yes, there it is. There it is.
And a Red Bull.
This is what it's all about. This is what this show is all about. So, John, I actually do like Hunter Henry. I don't like him as your TE1. If you have enough room on your bench that you can kind of hang on to him in case, God forbid, something happens to your original starting tight end, I say go ahead and do that because I do believe in Hunter Henry. It is a little bit risky as your only tight end, though. That's just my one little caveat. And we have another question here that I want to, actually 2 more. So my buddy CJ Kanash. CJ, thank you so much for joining me today. I really love that you are here. Is Watson worth a late pick? No, he is not worth a late pick. Literally, you're not going to get him until the fantasy playoffs. And by the time he's there, don't forget, he hasn't played a snap of football in the regular season. Okay, hasn't even done it. And by the time he does, it's going to be almost 2 years removed. This is not good. He is rusty. He looked bad in preseason. He's not even going to be able to be in the facility anywhere near what they're doing. There's going to be rust. There's going to be miscommunications. He shouldn't be allowed in it, period. But we are a fantasy football show. I am a fantasy football show here.
Exactly.
So I have to talk about it. So no, don't waste. Unless you're a keeper. Now, there's a caveat to that, CJ. If it's a keeper league where you get to keep one player,
he did make a comment.
Oh, did he?
He put keeper league. Yeah. So I think
then yes,
Yeah.
then he is worth a late pickup. If it's just straight redraft, no keepers, I say no. But if it is, go ahead and pick him up because guaranteed somebody else will, and they will hang on to him until the following season. That's the only reason why I would ever pick up Deshaun Watson is if it's a keeper league.
I
So
just wouldn't
there's
even pick him up.
I
That's
know,
me.
just on principle, I get it.
Exactly.
I would,
On principle, I'm like, there's other ways you can win your fantasy league. Like, I just don't want that at all.
I don't believe in him either. I don't think that he's going to be super amazing.
He's not
It's going
the
to take him
Deshaun
a
of
little
old.
while.
I don't think he is. Yep. I
No,
agree.
he was going to have flashes and it's going to look good, but I worry about his longevity. But again, this is your team, CJ. So always go with your gut on those things. That's kind of just what I'm advising you. Personally, I would not, even in a keeper league. But if you really want him, he's so late. Whatever, because what happens if someone gets hurt and your team? Well, you can just dump him because he was free. Don't even worry about it. All right, and I'm gonna do one more from my good friend Emmanuel Lucero. I love you, buddy. Okay, he says, I need your opinion. That's what we are here for, my friend. He took Christian McCaffrey in his full PPR league. Love it. Is Chuba Hubbard the right guy to draft in case he gets hurt? This is an interesting question. Sven, do you want to take a crack at this one? I want to look at their. I'm going to look at their depth chart really quick.
I believe Deonta Foreman is the number
Isn't it,
2.
That's just the words, Deonta.
Right? It's
so
like
gross.
the fact that we're even having this conversation is right. It's just it. But if you really are looking, I mean, I am not a huge believer in drafting handcuffs. I mean, I know people are like, there's no rhyme or reason, right? There's no wrong or right. Like if you had the bench spots, sure, hoard all the backup running backs. I know. My buddy Bogard, GMM Network, give me my name, shout out to him. He is obsessed with getting those running backs. And it's actually paid off for him in some leagues because he always offers trades. These guys get hurt. It happens. So Chuba,
good point.
I don't know. I don't know if it's going to be him or if it's going to be Deonta Foreman. I don't like, you know what I mean? Like,
here's another one for you. I want to throw another name out here for you, which isn't an exact handcuff, or as we're trying to use, appropriate terminology, we'll call it an insurance policy.
Ooh,
so one name that I want to throw out here that is not a running back, but he sure as heck acts like one, and he could possibly be the next Cordell Patterson at a wide receiver, is Laviska Shenault. He is someone that I think you should keep your eye on in that offense with Baker Mayfield as the quarterback. Now, he was just traded. I mean, we're talking within the few days, okay? And when he was with the Jaguars, right? I always get my Florida teams mixed up, except if they're red.
Two seasons, I believe, right?
2 seasons. He's still young, and they didn't really use him that much. He still has a lot of tread left on the tires, but he's a big dude. He's a big dude. He's also nimble. He's agile. He's fast. And he really wants to prove himself. So instead of going for the absolute handcuff or insurance policy or backup of Christian McCaffrey, I would say maybe look at someone like Laviska Shenault. And what you should also do is target other people's insurance policies, other people's handcuffs for other guys that are injury prone. Alexander Madison with Dalvin Cook. You've got whoever it is in the Tennessee Titans with Derrick Henry. That's another name for you right there. And then whoever it is behind Saquon Barkley. So there are other things, other ways you can go for that. But keep your eye on Laviska Shenault this year, even if he's just a late round flyer. I would say pick him up because I think he could surprise you this season. All right, let me see if we have any more.
Dave,
4th round.
A man
Dave,
from down
what am I
under.
missing here?
David
Dave! I know. Well,
and if you are on Twitter as well, and if you are on Twitter, and you're commenting, StreamYard, you can't see the comments. So hop over to her YouTube page, Stepmom Lauren. Just search for it in YouTube and go and subscribe because we can't.
Yes.
I comment on everyone's from Twitter, and I'm like, you guys suck. Nobody's saying anything, and I'm like, oh, they don't see it.
Yeah, Twitter and StreamYard are like in a fight right now. I think they're like, on Facebook or whatever, your relationship status is complicated, if you will.
Oh, okay.
So if you guys want to comment, you can go ahead and follow my Facebook page, which is Stepmom Lauren. Please subscribe to my YouTube video because I'm reading the YouTube and Facebook right now on my comments from StreamYard. I cannot see them from Twitter, unfortunately, which stinks, even though it is airing live right now on Twitter.
Right?
Which
and
sucks.
you can watch it on Twitter, but we can't. Yeah. So
I know. It's crazy. Okay, so we have 10 minutes with you, unless you have a hard stop, Sven. So let's go ahead and
we could definitely go over. I literally just took my lunch beforehand. So
perfect. Okay, so where are we drafting Dameon Pierce, and is he a starter? First of all, second part of that, Dave. Yeah.
Yes,
he's a
he
starter,
is.
okay?
Yes.
He is definitely a starter. The hype for Dameon Pierce is so astronomically high. I'm pretty sure it's tickling Jesus's balls right now. It is
It's
through
almost like
the
Kyle
freaking
Pitts-esque.
roof.
It's
It's
getting like
crazy.
Kyle Pitts-esque. It's
I
ridiculous.
just got him in an industry draft. I just got him in like the 7th round. I have no
Ooh.
idea how he fell that far. No idea how he
and
fell
that's
that
crazy.
far.
A month ago, you would have been like, who the hell's Dameon Pierce? Who is this guy, right?
Who
And
dis?
now
No phone.
I've
Who
seen him
dis?
go as high as the 5th round, maybe even the 4th, depending on the league, right? Like it's I mean, shit. Honestly, if you're going to take a chance, go for it. He's going to get the opportunities, and opportunities equals more fantasy points.
Lovie Smith is all like coy. He's like, I don't know who the starter is going to be. Okay, right. Really? Because you released Marlon Mack, and then, what is it, Rex Burkhead? Like, okay.
I love Rex. Don't get me wrong, but he's not
Sexy
a starter.
Rexy.
Like, he's not, exactly. He's
it's
not
Dameon
a
Pierce.
starter.
It's Dameon Pierce.
Yeah.
Here's another one for my buddy John Bennett. I'm the number 3 pick, Austin Eckler or Derrick Henry. Austin Eckler is another one I am not as high on as everybody else is. I still think that he's a first-round running back, but he even came out and said that he does not want to have the full workload like we all want him to.
What the hell, Austin?
Then they went out and picked up Sony Michel. Guess who the goal line back is going to probably be? Sony Michel. That worries me for his production.
Sony PS5. Yep.
I would take Derrick Henry there, John. I would take Derrick Henry. Even in a PPR, I wouldn't worry about it, even though Derrick Henry is not the pass-catching running back that we like in PPR. The amount of miles he puts in every single game and his touchdowns well makes up for the fact that he does not catch passes.
Right, that he catches like 10 catches a year.
Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. I would go Derrick Henry, but if you did go Austin Eckler, I won't fault you.
I don't think it's a bad. I don't think it's bad.
Yeah,
this is a good thing to be in.
Thank you very much, CJ. He's a new subscriber because I said so. That's right. You listen to Stepmom Lauren right here.
Yeah.
Get off my lawn. I'm just kidding. I love you, CJ. Thank you so much. And then who's this year's fantasy MVP? I think it's Jamar Chase. I love Jamar Chase. Let me just throw this one up here from good old buddy John. Thank you so much for commenting as well, John. And if I am missing anyone's question, go ahead and just repeat it. I don't mind that at all. Like, I'm not going to be like, oh my God, you've asked that 3 times. Now I'm ignoring you. Don't even worry about that whatsoever. And good afternoon, Albert. Thank you so much for joining me from YouTube. Fantastic. I think we're good with the questions. It says, who is this year's fantasy MVP?
No, Albert. You said something about Albert. I don't see an. Oh, there it is. I see an Albert.
Yeah, he's way up there. He just said good afternoon. I just wanted to say hi. Thanks for hanging out with us here from YouTube, Albert. Appreciate you. All right. I think Jamar Chase is going to be a fantasy MVP for me. Josh Norris from Underdog thinks it's going to be Joshua Palmer from the Chargers.
Ooh.
Spicy, right? Also a late round pick, everybody. Go ahead and pick up Josh Palmer in your drafts if you're having one, or pick him up off the waivers.
A spicy take would completely wash your MVP out. I think that T. Higgins is going to score more than Jamar Chase.
I know. See, I literally, if I miss out on Jamar Chase, I am going T. Higgins all day long. I don't disagree.
T. Higgins every single place I possibly can grab him.
I love it. I love it. All right. So we've gone through some of these questions, guys. Thank you so much for putting those on there. And then James Brown said that he took Henry at 3 over Eckler last night.
All right.
That's something that I would do. But we need to address the chef hat that is on your dome. So tell everybody why.
Sadly, it's the Cowboys. I mean, I am a Cowboys fan.
I need one.
Thank you. Thank
badly.
you. My cousin got me, so like I guess we do like cousins gifts. I mean, like back in the day, like with my family and stuff, like we would, and he didn't know what to get me, so he was like, shit, he likes to cook, and I'm gonna get him a bunch of Cowboys things. So he got me a Cowboys apron, Cowboy hat. I have Cowboy cookie, like press things, so like it has the Cowboys star on it. Yeah,
you
I was like,
invite a bunch of Eagles fans to your house.
I was like, awesome. No. I'd rather a Giants fan enter my house than an Eagles fan.
Oh, spicy.
Not a Red Sox fan.
So tell us about your show, though. Tell us about your show.
Yeah, so I have a cooking show for everyone that does not know who I am. I think I'm going to try to get one more in for this season, but football is literally less than a week away. Well,
it's our lives.
At least Thursday night game, right? So it's going to be tough for me to compete, with said NFL. I mean, they're kind of a small organization, so you know what I mean? Like big Sven over here. It's just going to be tough, but we are going to be back up and running for next season. But what I'm also going to be doing actually during the season is instead of my show, I'm actually going to be I'm going to try to push out more TikTok and Instagram content of my cooking. And I'm also going to be part of the In Between Media. So be sure to go to In Between Media. Check us out on Twitter Cooking what? See, that's the biggest question, right? Like I never know what I'm cooking most of the
Oh,
time. Sometimes on these shows, like I have no idea, like until like a week before or something like that, right? But on Sunday mornings, in between media, we do a betting and DFS show because everybody that loves their start sit. So we're doing a DFS and betting because we actually have some DFS experts in between media. Mr. Bo McBrayer and Kelly Singh are our DFS experts.
Kelly's
And
fabulous.
oh, Kelly's great. And thanks, Albert. I saw that little comment. And I'm gonna be if I'm cooking something that Sunday, I will be on their show. So they'll be like,
That's
hey,
so
let's tune
awesome.
into
I
Sven
love it.
in Texas. What are you cooking up today, right? Like, and I got some ribs I'm throwing on the smoker, or I'm doing this, I'm doing that. So
We talked
it's
smokers at the expo because
yes,
I have
we
a
did.
Traeger and I do the 3-2-1 method, bar the
Yep,
ribs. Oh, it
got to
was
do the
so
3-2
fun.
on.
Oh, it's
I kind of
amazing. It's
altered a little
amazing.
bit, yeah.
Do you
But
take cooking requests?
of
Percy
course,
Deacon Ash.
I will literally try making. I love making anything from scratch, right? Like I think I was just like, oh, someone did this, and I was like, well, shit, let me give it a shot. Like during COVID, I made homemade biscuits. I was like, you know what can I do with these biscuits,
good.
right? And it's amazing, like how easy they are too. And I was like, okay, and then I
Homemade
did it
bread
on one
bowls.
of. Never did one of those yet.
It's so simple. So simple. And spinach artichoke dip, hot or cold.
Oh,
Stop it. So good.
awesome.
So good.
Could do a smoked, even like a smoked dip too, right? And smoke little.
Yes.
Yeah. See?
Oh.
So yeah, so I mean I'll literally cook anything. I've made like I literally like I said, I will make anything from scratch. I'm doing a show, I'm gonna do one this year. I'm gonna do homemade mozzarella. That's mozzarella for anybody that doesn't speak like myself, you know what I mean? So I've made it before.
Homemade mozzarella.
Yeah,
Wow.
I've done it before. I've done it a couple times. I've made homemade sausage, like with the casing and the grind it. Like I have all of that. Yeah, like I'm doing that this year. Yeah, I mean, I go above and beyond. I try to test my limits, right? Because like anyone.
Do you want to really test your limits?
Go on.
All right. So I am trying to lose some weight. I just need to lose 10 pounds. It's mostly just so I like force myself to stop drinking until like 1 o'clock or 2 o'clock in the morning.
Fork.
So I know, well, it's the drinking. That's really what it is. So I'm doing intermittent fasting and I'm also doing like low carb keto. The hardest thing is football food on Sundays that are keto friendly. Now, one of the things I did find, they have like keto bread and keto burger buns. So my husband and I went out to eat last night. We went to Beef O'Brady's, fabulous restaurant. And I got the buffalo chicken sandwich, but I asked for no bun. And I brought my keto bun, which only has 1 gram of net carbs, like in a little Ziploc bag. And I like surreptitiously took out my bun and like put the chicken sandwich in there.
There's an extra bun on my plate. What's this extra bun doing here?
And so our bartender, she's like, did you actually get a bun? I know you didn't ask for it. And I was like, no, I brought it from home. She's like, oh my God, you weirdo. I'm like, I'm trying to be health conscious with my fried buffalo chicken sandwich with cheese and pickles.
Keto, I'm not too. I know my wife tried it for a little bit. She lasted like 3 weeks, maybe if that.
Yeah,
like she was like, yeah, I'm gonna do keto, and I was like,
sure. It's so trendy until you see a French fry.
Yeah, right. You're just like you can't. Delicious. I definitely try to cook healthy. You know, I don't try to really like go like overboard. I also have high cholesterol thanks to my parents and my grandparents. Like
how do you have high? I've seen this man in person. He is not a hefty human.
It's very hereditary, so it kind of stinks. If you go to YouTube, my dude, it's in between media. I think there might be a hyphen between media. Or you can find me on Twitter at Fantasy Schven. I don't know if
that's SVEN for not Schven like he pronounces it.
Schven, exactly. I was talking to Jake actually at Jake, Mr. Tobridge and he was like, I think I was talking to my wife, like I mentioned your name and I didn't know how to pronounce it, and he was like, is it Schven or Sven? And I was like, and I said it, and he was like, that's how I'll pronounce it then.
I love it. Yeah. Schven, Sven. It's amazing.
Yeah, it doesn't. That's yeah.
I love that. So your cooking show, I'm gonna challenge you with creating some keto stuff, and we can go from there. Yeah.
All right. I'll start looking at some recipes, or if you see anything that you like, you're like, oh, this is awesome. Boom.
I will.
Fire it
I
on
will.
over. Yeah.
Actually, Louis G had a keto pizza. Basically, instead of using regular flour, you use almond flour for
Almond
the dough.
flour.
That would be a really good one for football. Keto pizza.
I've tried using almond flour. Have you ever eaten almond flour before?
But this has garlic and like celery salt and shit that don't make it taste like almonds. Like,
Okay, all right.
it's really good.
I
It's
do
really
like the
good.
taste of celery
I
salt.
love that.
Okay,
You
I
should
can
definitely
actually
try
that
that.
actually sounds awesome.
Yeah, and then just
Yeah.
you can melt some butter and put that on the crust and just a little bit of olive oil and cook. Yeah, it's really good. I'll show you the recipe and then you make it yours. So let's move on real quick here. Let's address before we get into somebody did ask if I announced the winner of the signed DeAndre helmet. I did not
Ooh,
announce it, but there is
not
a winner.
yet.
I will announce it now because I
Not
did hear
yet.
back from him.
Oh,
Jeff Merrill over there in California. You are the lucky winner of the signed DeAndre Swift mini helmet. I will be sending that out
way
to
to go,
you,
Jeff.
my friend. And Emmanuel, this month's giveaway is a signed Michael Thomas jersey. And this little piece of paper here, that is the JSA certification that says this is truly a Michael Thomas signature on a jersey so that you know it's authentic. And at least I hope so because I bought it because it was supposed to be authentic. So there is that. So again, how you guys enter into that, subscribe to my YouTube channel. That's Stepmom Lauren. You know, it's the youtube.com, whatever. There's links everywhere. And if you're watching this on YouTube, hit subscribe right now. Hit that notification. Sign up for my website as well, stepmomlauren.com. It's very consistent. Follow me on social media, whatever. Retweet this video. I monitor who retweets, who comments, who shares, who likes across the social media platforms. That's how you get your name entered in all of those different ways. I'm just trying to grow my voice, trying to grow this show, reach as many people as I possibly can. So that's kind of the point of doing all of this, not only to get you guys some really cool stuff and get you engaged and involved, because I wouldn't be able to do this without all of you. I wouldn't even like it. It'd suck. So without you, I wouldn't be here. So that is the point. We're just growing. We're getting better. So really, I would love for more people to subscribe to my YouTube channel. But if you already have, there are other ways. Subscribe to my website, like this, share this video, move it along. Let's go. I absolutely love it. But let's move in real quick here to pick out two of your best draft tips. Not necessarily strategies. Let's go to draft tips. I will start with my number one draft tip. Don't get drunk. Do not get hammered. You make
That's what happened last night for those guys.
Very poor choices. Trust me, I know.
That's why I was able to grab Travis Kelce at the end of the third round.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, which these guys should be arrested for allowing. But they're honestly, like, what I learned about this league though is that it's very relaxed. Like they're just there to have a good time. Which honestly, I was kind of the buzzkill because I wasn't drinking. I was literally the only one not drinking. And then I took Tom Brady in like the 9th round, and everybody was like, "This guy's got to go. He's not drinking."
In one draft, I actually bought like our league several rounds of shots, but I never took any. And so by the time they're starting to get a little bit lit, because they're also having, moderating their cocktail usage, but I'm slinging shots like it's my business. And then they're all just tanked by round 4. And I'm like,
ooh, nice.
It was good. It was good. Sabotage.
Right.
So that's
Pace your drinking.
Yes, pace yourself. And also what I like to do too is if I am going to drink, I drink something that's like a sip and drink. So I'll do like a mimosa or I'll do a Bloody Mary or something that you can't just chug,
right? You're not
like,
just chugging, exactly.
You can't, because I love Bloody Marys. I'm very proficient at drinking. I cannot chug a Bloody Mary. And John Bennett said you need a Broncos chef hat because Russ gonna cook. Which
that would be awesome if I could get a Denver Broncos sponsor. You know what I mean? That literally just says like Russ Cook or something, or Let's Ride.
That'd be amazing. And then, that'd be amazing.
Right? Like just
we need to write a letter to the Broncos.
Yeah,
so that's my draft tip. What's your draft tip that you have?
My draft tip is make sure that you have more than one contingency plan in place. I am a commissioner of a league. I've probably been in it for maybe 13, 14 years. It's been 14 teams now for probably the past 6 years. If you've never done a 14-team league, I highly suggest it, highly recommend it. It's amazing. So much fun. It's freaking nuts. Throw everything you know about drafts out. It is, yes. As they say, I got sniped so many times where I literally, like, if you look at my team, you're just like, if he wins 11 weeks, I'm like, I wouldn't be surprised, but I could also see him not winning any weeks at all throughout the entire season. Like, make sure that you have a lot of players in your queue, because you're going to end up panic picking and not liking what you're picking. Like, you're going to end up with, and not
the
only
draft
two
tilt
people.
is real.
Yes, make sure you have like 5 to 10 people just in case, because it literally, within like 5 picks, 4 of my guys that I was like, yes, I'm gonna get them, all gone. I was like, this.
Oh.
So a contingency plan. Make sure that you have a contingency plan in place.
And my second, exactly. And I totally agree. My second tip is actually a piggyback off of yours. So one of the things that I love using, and yes, I'm touting the Ultimate Draft Kit again. The link is in my description, but I cannot stress enough the importance of tiers. Now, if you're not familiar with what tiers are, it's basically, we call it a bucket or a grouping of players by position that are projected to score similar amounts of points. So you have tier 1, tier 2, and like these players are at tier breaks. So if you miss out on your dude or your second dude or your third dude or your fourth dude, there are other players hopefully in that tier. Just go ahead and go over there and look. Okay, so I missed out on those guys, but this guy is projected to score as many points as those dudes. So you can go ahead and get them and you don't have to worry about the dreaded draft tilt. The other cool thing about tiers too is that as you're scratching these names off of the list, as these names are getting called out. Sorry, this one lock of hair is just trying to kill me. What you're doing is you're scratching these names off. But as you know, you might see one name that's way high in a tier that hasn't been drafted yet. Because in ADP, he's actually quite low. So ADP is average draft position. So he's going quite late for some random reason or another, offseason news or preseason stuff or whatever, maybe coming off of injury, maybe suspended. But you see that his tier is super duper high. You can recognize value on players that way and just have a steal of a draft. So mine is don't get drunk. Rely on tier breakdowns, and you can get those from one of my companies, the Fantasy Footballers, in the link in the description of this video. What is your second? And we'll just do a final one here because we'll let everybody get about to enjoying the rest of their Friday here. What's your final draft tip?
Don't be afraid. Don't be afraid to reach for your guys sometimes, depending on your draft position.
ADP is a guideline, not the Bible.
It is, right? Exactly. Like, and I had the 14th pick in this league.
There is no ADP at the 14th pick.
There's no ADP, exactly. So, like, I have to look, like, you have to look at, like, 40 picks later I did. It was one of my picks it was like the 4th round, and I had Travis Kelce already. I ended up taking Dalton Schultz. It's not a tight end premium. I was very shocked at myself. I was like, why would I have 2 tight ends? I mean, I could start both of them. But if I really love Dalton Schultz this year. I am a Cowboys fan, but I think Dalton Schultz is going to eat up so many targets. Him and CeeDee are basically the only 2 that he's familiar with, right? Like, as far as the actual outside receivers go, Zeke, Pollard, though they don't count. But there was no way that Schultz would have been there again with my next pick, right? Like, I saw Breece Hall went in the end of the 2nd round in my league.
Oh, yeah.
But the guy, he wanted him, and he was just, he wouldn't have been there with the next pick. Like,
exactly.
So do not be afraid to get your guys. And I'll go off of what Lauren was saying is you like the tiers and the ADPs. It's all about how you value these guys as well, right? If you think Stephon Diggs is going to be the number 1 wide receiver, if you think he's going to finish 2,000 yards, 20 touchdowns, 150 catches, and you want to take him first in the 1st round, you know what? Then go for it. Yes, you may get some flack for it, but
who cares?
Exactly. It's ultimately what you value these guys as. Exactly. It's your team. And then come December, you'll be just, you could be laughing at them and be like, hey, I took Stephon. You know what I mean? So it's like, just don't be afraid to get your guys, and don't go like everybody comments. Everybody's going to comment. It's going to happen. I mean, if you're in a league where people do not comment on your draft picks, something wrong.
Yes.
Right? Like, then I don't get in that league. Just get out of it. That's just weird. But don't be afraid to go for your guys.
Exactly. I 100% agree because, again, ADP is a guideline. It's not the Bible. Don't worry about it. And then I'm sure your league mate, whoever made fun of you, is going to make a bonehead move, and then you can just go ahead and just sling it right back at him. I'm going to address a couple things that CJ Kanash was asking. He wanted to know about Baker Mayfield. He doesn't like Baker
Ooh.
Mayfield. I get it. I think he's going to be a valuable QB. Now, if you're in a regular scoring league with quarterbacks, you're not in like an astronomical one, that like a super flex or something, like whatever. Baker Mayfield is going to be okay. Here's the thing. QB1 scoring all the way down to like QB14, the difference in points was like 5 points. It wasn't that bad. So if Baker Mayfield can finish decently, you're going to have a consistent quarterback. There's not questions at quarterback. He is the starter, and he will be playing, God forbid something gets hurt or he's catastrophically terrible, which I don't know how he can be any worse than Sam Darnold, who's hurt also. So who's left? PJ Walker? Ew.
Right?
No, it's going to be
Exactly.
Baker Mayfield unless he gets hurt. So I know it's not beautiful. I know it's not flashy. Are there other ones that I would have a little more faith in? Sure. But I really do think this is going to be a resurgence for Baker Mayfield. I don't mind that. And you also got Elijah Mitchell. I love Elijah Mitchell. Don't worry about it. I love Elijah Mitchell. He is someone that I'm targeting in my drafts. So do not let yourself feel sad with your draft, CJ, because you did well. I love Elijah Mitchell. He is the running back for the San Francisco 49ers, and he's their RB1. They just let go of Trey Sermon after singing his praises to try to get him traded.
It's so weird.
Did the Eagles sign him? Who signed him?
I have no idea. I think he might have actually went to the Eagles, yes.
I think it was the Eagles that just signed him.
To another disastrous situation of a backfield that we have no idea still what the hell is going to happen. So I do like Elijah too, actually. I got him in the Scott Fish Bowl. Now that the season's getting closer, I have Kamara and Mitchell as my running backs, and I'm like, I kind of like those two because Kamara hasn't been suspended yet.
That's awesome. All right, we're going to finish up the show here, everybody. Before I let you go, though, again, links in the description of this video. I've got a link to the Ultimate Draft Kit from the Fantasy Footballers. It has tiers, it has rankings, it has research. I mean, personalized generated cheat sheets based on your league scoring. I could go on and on about that. I use it. One of my favorite things ever. There's also 20% off any package at FTN Fantasy. Just use the promo code SML, 20% off. So there's tons of stuff in there too. And all of that is behind a paywall. It is for a reason because it's very, very good information. Also with Underdog Fantasy, if you use that same promo code SML, you get your first deposit up to $100 matched with Underdog. Remember, up to $100, and it has to be your first deposit. Use SML. And I said we were going to have a special announcement. I teased it a little bit at the beginning. I am now, joining forces with our buddy Dave over at Connect Go. And that means that if you guys download the app, whether it's on your Apple device, your iPad, your phone, or whatever Android devices you use, those links directly to the app stores. So you can download Connect Go. You guys can have personalized one-on-one attention with me. Me. I am not going to be distracted by anything else. I'm not going to have to scroll through all my Twitter comments and be like, oh my God, there's 4,000 in here. I can't get to every single one of them. It's just not possible, everybody. I try to get to as many people as I humanly can during this season, but I work for 4 different places, and it is nearly impossible for me to get to everybody. This way, you are paying for my time, and I am dedicated to you. So you don't have to be sitting there looking at your phone like, oh my God, is she going to see it? Is she going to see it? No. You can literally pay for me to say, hey, 15 minutes.
As well.
You schedule me and I talk to you face to face and I look at your stuff. Whatever it is that you need for your fantasy football needs, I am here for you. That is through Connect Go. I'm going to have more information about that on my website, stepmomlauren.com. Once I get a little bit more information, we're going to put that info up on my site. But there are links directly to the App Store. It's still a new app, so Apple's all like, persnickety about it. They want to autocorrect things. Just go straight through that link. Go through that link. It'll take you directly to the correct place. Connect Go is the name of it. Search fantasy football, search for me, schedule me. In fact, I already have somebody lined up. Andrew Williams, you've got me September 19th. And I'm going to be dedicated to him week 2.
I gotta get mine,
and I'm
going
to help him. And you can do your cooking. So Connect Go's neat. I'm going to talk more about Connect Go throughout the entire season because I think this is one of the coolest ideas that I've ever been a part of. I'm so excited for this. Everybody, if you want to sit down with me one-on-one and I take care of your team and I look and I give you advice, Connect Go. Look for me. You can literally pay for my time and I'm all yours. There's also a chat feature there too. I prefer the face-to-face one-on-one. Schedule my time so that it's all yours. My availability is up there. It's just, it's so cool. But I'll leave it at that because I could go on and on about how much I'm excited about this app because it's so cool. And I got to know Dave, the brainchild behind this. Actually, that's his brainchild. He's the mastermind behind this. So again,
it's evolved for the years. Yes, I know. I've known
It is
Dave,
so
Dave
cool.
for
It is
years.
really, I'm just so happy to be a part of this project. It is so cool. But again, Sven, tell everybody where they can find you on social media so they can come and
Yeah.
watch you.
Do you
And
want to put up the bubble? Do you want to put up that bubble? Can you put up like the little our little names? Take the ticker off.
yeah, hold on.
Can you do that? I mean,
No.
it's so people can see it.
Hang on. All right, hold on. Oh shit. I'm good at this, I swear, everybody. Don't judge me. Dun, 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 dun. You keep talking.
Yeah. Well, you can find me. There you go.
Boom.
Awesome. So Instagram, Sven Cooks Food. Twitter, Fantasy Sven. I'm also on TikTok as well. Going to start releasing some food content on there. You're going to see this lovely face all over TikTok, Instagram.
With the
I
hat.
also do fantasy football content as well, and I will be on Connect Go. I'm going to sign up as
you
a
should.
fantasy analyst, and also where you can also book some time with me to talk cooking. I am not a licensed chef. I have been a chef. I've managed restaurants. I'm not an expert by any means. That is clear and known, but I do know a lot. Like I do have some tidbits, or if you just want to shoot the shit about food, or you know what I mean.
He makes
you
his own mozzarella, people.
Exactly. So yeah, that is where you can find me.
Excellent.
We have one more question too in the
we
chat.
did. Hold on. See, look at how crappy I am at this. I'm just like,
no,
whatever.
It's fine.
There's so many people that are here.
I've gotten so used to like all the streams because I've been on streams where nobody like they just don't even look at the and I'm like, how do you not even see all of this? And then
see, my thing is I've got
no.
Because I work for so many places, I've got different StreamYard overlays like on like the banner section. So I have to like scroll through all of them and then up through them to find out where the hell I need to go. It's bad.
Yep.
Anyway, but that is not your problem, my friends that are watching. So this one is from Jonathan Dominguez, right? Dominguez. I think it's Dominguez. Got it. See, I'm actually really good at pronouncing names until you put a camera and a microphone in front of me and I have to like do a spelling bee. Freaking terrible. But anyway, Jonathan, would I pick Hunter Renfrow over DJ Moore and Keenan Allen? No, I would not. Completely different tier. However, I would target him.
I do love Hunter. Yes, I love Hunter.
I love Hunter Henry. If he's going in the same round as those two, that is way too rich for my blood and I would pass. But he's likely going 2 or 3 rounds later, depending on how big your league is. 10 to 12, he's going to be going anywhere from the 7th to the 9th round. I wouldn't mind taking him even in the 6th. I wouldn't mind that because I think he's going to do well, but I don't think he's going to eclipse DJ Moore or Keenan Allen. He is just in a tier just below them, but he is a PPR monster. So I would target all 3 of those guys, but just wait on Hunter Renfrow until a little bit later.
If Davante Adams wasn't there, then I would maybe think a little bit more about this one, but just having Davante there is
correct. And that's the correct point there because Davante Adams, he's going to be the target monster. And then they're going to be double teaming Davante Adams. Whoever is left over is going to go to Darren Waller. So it's going to be the Hunter Renfrow show, but he's not going to have those huge, big games like Davante Adams is going to have.
He had over 1,000 yards last year.
I love Hunter Renfrow.
What the hell?
Love Hunter Renfrow. So definitely target him.
He had 103 touches.
Everybody's sleeping on him.
I love it. I loved him 2 years ago when I loved him when he was coming out of Clemson.
I was so pissed off in one of my drafts. Just a real quick story here for everybody. I'm sorry if I'm wasting all your time, but I was in a draft and I could have sworn the commissioner was like, Lauren, you're up. So I was like, Hunter Renfrow. And then, the draft kept going. And so then someone else came up and they were like, Hunter Renfrow. And I was like, I already took him. And like, no, you didn't. It wasn't your turn. And you just shouted it out. So the very next person literally drafted Hunter Renfrow because I was an idiot.
So Miss Stepmom is not taking her own advice of drinking too much at drafts, right?
I had one Bloody Mary. Okay, I was really good, but it was really loud, and I had like 3 or 4 people chatting in my ear. They're like, "I heard you were on Sirius XM, blah 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 blah," and I'm like, "I don't know what's happening right now," and they're very loud people, like right in my ear. That's what I'm gonna blame it on, and I'm sticking to it.
Love it.
All right, everybody. Sven, thank you so much for joining me. I loved having you on here. You are such a good person. Loved hanging out with you. We will do this again whenever you have time.
Oh, yes.
Good luck with your cooking show. I cannot wait to hit you up on the socials. Give Kelly Singh my best. I love that girl. Yes. Everybody, please enjoy your weekend. Enjoy your Labor Day weekend. Please do not labor on Monday. No laboring on Monday. The whole point, no laboring. Be hungover. Sit on the couch, hang out by the pool, do whatever it is that you want to do to enjoy no labor and enjoy your drafts. Good luck. Another tip, have fun. Have fun. This is fantasy football. This is not life or death. Have fun, everybody. Thank you so much again for watching, and I will see you next Friday after the week starts. Oh my God, football's almost here. Bye, everybody.